Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to hopefully change our lives. Kuntres. We're in the middle of Maimer Tes Vav Perik Daled. Yeah. Well, we're finishing up Perik Daled. Before we start this whole series, of course, is in honor of all the Yidden, the safety of all the Yidden Eretz Yisroel, and specifically the soldiers and unfortunate captives. They should be safe and healthy. We should have a miraculous return. And we're going to focus today on Adi Bat, actually we'll focus on Sativ Bat Ati. That Sativ Bat Ati should be healthy and safe and should have all good. We're going to give tzedakah in honor of that, and tzedakah will bring Mashiach closer. Okay, so finishing up this parak, and basically what we're discussing, and we're going to keep on discussing, is about like this arrogance, and we're showing the mila on the simplicity of people that don't know how to understand what they're learning, and so therefore they don't have this big yashus. They're more honest with themselves. Whereas when a person knows how to learn, knows how to daven, knows how to connect, so there's a certain amount of self-servingness that they have within it. Whereas when someone's simple, and we don't know how the Pirush HaMilis of what we're davening, or we say Tehillim, we don't know what we're saying, we don't know what the words mean, but we say it, this is what we're meant to be doing. It's a lot more sincere, because it's not like this is more enjoyable to do than something else. And this is also a beautiful thing for us, like, let's say Shas Tehillim. We sometimes think to ourselves, I have to enjoy this. Is something. Well, what are you meant to enjoy already? You should. So we've a lot of us maybe have trained ourselves. This is the right thing to enjoy doing the right thing, and this is very high level. But essentially, what he's saying is that by nature, this is very difficult, and therefore, what we're doing has a specialness that a person that knows what they're saying, that is very wise, doesn't have. And if on the contrary, because they have a lot of self involved, it's enjoyable. And that's why they do it. When we do it with the right thing, it's a whole different level. And this is what we're talking about. And we're going back to so we're ending off back on the simple person, which in very many ways I'm saying it applies to us. Is even so. Therefore, in contrast, a simple person doesn't even know the real reason, the real pirush explanation of the simple words that they're davening or they're learning. Besides the fact there's no pleasure within us, because they don't really get it. But on the contrary, it diminishes them and it pains them the fact that they don't understand. And if you ever been frustrated, you don't understand what you're saying, what you're davening, what you're saying to him, what are you doing, you don't get it, and frustrating. That's what he's talking about. There is Zeir Arab gefallen. Bezir und nieder schlagen von dem, was is azay umwissendig. So it really like destroys and really gets to him the fact that he's like not getting it. And like but not and this is sort of a very big difference between our generation, I think, and the Rashab generation. These things don't depress people in those days. It makes it hard, but they go forward. They don't get stuck. Well, I think in our generation, the challenge is that we get stuck. Such situations, we could, hopefully not. But this is a very the defining factor. We have to recognize this is a very important point. What we're learning, does it get us stuck? And if it does, then it's wrong. If it gets us to continue going forward, then it's perfectly fine. And this is a very big mile. We're not saying that we should never learn the Pirush HaMilis, but what we're saying is we should appreciate that when we do things, even we don't have the knowledge and an understanding in the background, that doesn't make us worse. If anything, it gives us an advantage. Ubusham Busham techas panov, and then embarrassment will cover their faces, meaning they feel uncomfortable. They don't, they're embarrassed with the fact they don't understand anything. Befrat, and specifically, kasher toye be'ezeh tefillah oy be'ezeh pasuk upizmoin shehu l'sibas hedi diyasei pirusham, and even more when a person's davening something and they don't read it correctly because they don't know what they're saying, so they don't get how to punctuate it properly, which has happened to me plenty of times, and I've been called out for it, and it is very, very humbling, to say the least. And it matters what you're holding, whether you get humbled or you get destroyed. So you find these people that they get embarrassed, they embarrass them about this. And nevertheless, they keep on going to daven. This is beautiful. They Tehillim with the voice and sweetness. They're trying. This is because of the earnestness, the simplicity, the truthfulness. They're trying, and they have Yir Shamayim. They do everything in Kabbalah's own. And this is a typical. I'll read the summary and we'll discuss a little bit for a second. Kitzur. Milas Oifen Avodas Hashem Shel Ish Pashut, the specialness, the Mila, the advantage, the quality of a simple person that serves Hashem, but with this Kabbalah soul, doing it because this is what Hashem wants them to do, and they don't have any self-driving, motivating factors. Alvidasa Shel Ben Torah, in comparison, in contrast to the Ben Torah, the learned person. B'frat ha'esek b'avodas shebalev, specifically serving Hashem with avodas shebalev, with davening. Sheish lahem tainug midiyei sehem, and they have tainug, they have pleasure from what they know during the davening, and they connect with the davening, and it's like inspires them. They get a geschmack. And they come to a dveikus. They cleave to God. They feel connected. It feels really good, which is a great thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a very good thing. And the simple person, besides the lack of knowledge, is embarrassed because of what's going on, and people catch him, see they know how to read, but it keeps on going because they understand that Hashem's in charge and we have to do what Hashem wants. And what we're showing is that just because you don't know anything doesn't mean there's a chisaron in you and lacking in you. It doesn't mean you're bad. You have a very big mailah, that your service to Hashem is a lot more pure and untainted, undiluted. Whereas a person that has the knowledge and learns, it's a good thing, but also they have the challenge of not getting in the way and taking away from that purity of it. And that's what we're going to continue discussing in Perek Hey. And this is sort of when. So meaning the takeaway message in a certain sense, we can see here is our lacking is our specialness. Our Maila, our Chisaron is our Maila. And the Ben Torah's Maila is its Chisaron. Meaning what we lack in understanding and we still do it, that's special. That's something that the Ben Torah doesn't have. But the Ben Torah, it's Ben Torah's Maila, what it has is that it's able to learn and daven and understand and connect and all the good things, but that's also its issue. Because of that, it can get in the way of being pure and honest and sincere and it could be just self-serving. And the fact that we don't understand much, so what we're doing it is not self-serving, it's serving Hashem. A lot more altruistic. And so therefore, when we struggle to do something and we do it anyway, we should appreciate this is something very special. And once we get it, and once we appreciate what we're doing, and we do it because we appreciate it, so it doesn't have that specialness that we have. But of course, we should appreciate it, and of course, we'd rather be the Ben Torah that understands and that connects and it feels good. That's always what we want. But this is giving us a reason why we should never get done. Perek Hey, and now we're going to discuss a little more this idea, and also going into the Ben Torah. Maybe today we'll just get to the Ben Torah. So Perek Hey, Hine. The Ben Torah, the learned person, or he translates it, the Talmudist. So meaning it's someone that really knows how to learn. And he learns in Be'iyun, which is in depth, really understanding and really analyzing, and they have a brain for it. To know the halacha, to learn halacha, that they're learning with all its details. Dava davar alefanoi b'tuv tam vadas. Everything in its way with all the reasonings, and they can go back the progression of halacha, starting from the Torah to the Mishnah to the Gemara to the Mefarshim to the Shaidim to the Achreinim, all the way down the Rambam, and going down to the Shulchan Aruch, Beis Yosef, and going all the way down to the Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch, and nowadays Poskim, and they can go see the halacha as it started from Chumash all the way down. They can understand it well. Bekama shitas rishonim mechadish chidushim b'svaris yisharis, and they make chidushim, they make novel ideas coming out of it, and they're learning things that are the brand new, and they're emes, they're true things, not just made up stuff that doesn't have any validity to it. It's very true. V'gam ha'isek b'avodesh b'alev, and also someone that davens by arichos at length, meaning they don't just daven quickly, but they daven slow, and they think and they meditate on Hashem, and it really changes them. Beis beinus, beis atfilah, and they meditate in time of davening. V'hanyanim, the pnimius atera, they meditate on chassidus, hashalama, which they've learned, and they're able to internalize the messages of chassidus, and the davening is a transformative experience. V'hainu sha'inyan nirgash b'pnimiusay, that the idea is felt within them, meaning the davening is an experience, it's an emotional experience. Umunach etzle b'anacha teva, and it's settled within them what they've learned and the maimer very well. Their inyan nevert beim, their heart when a lake zich beim gut up. That the idea is internalized. It's really becomes like one with them, and it comes part of them. It's like when I was ringing for the Sifta boys. So I was explaining to them the idea of what's Chabad, what's Chachabin on Das. So their definition of Das is their head. I forgot what the other one is. But their head means you get it. You really get it. And this is what he's saying. That the people learn and they daven, they get it. They really get it. With this cleaving and this davening and this meditating, they connect to the idea, and it becomes like connected. Because we see clearly there's two sort of general ways of learning. Someone learning an idea portion, let's say in Gemara, whether it's in the revealed part of Torah, or whether it's in Pnimis Torah, or it's Chassidus, and they learn it in depth. They look at the footnotes, they analyze it, they learn a Zchus of the Rebbe, there's all these footnotes in the bottom, and they analyze the footnotes, they check it up, they really get into it. And the idea of it is cleaving to the idea, really connecting, really like getting involved, becoming consumed by it. That it becomes united with this idea when they're learning. But this is the sort of the downside of it is this is only happening while they're learning. But once they stop learning that and they go to somewhere else, which unfortunately this has been very much a lot of our learning. They lose all that depth that they were involved with when they were learning. So they learn and they really get into it, but when they finish, they stop, and it's as if like nothing ever happened. And that's We'll do one more quick paragraph. Aval kasher inyan asagasehu bo'efen kazer. But when they really learn the way and it's very connected with them, so the dvekus, the connection is on like the first level. It's always shining by them. This is like davening, and the point is that it sticks with you. Shining is always there, meaning there's learning something, closing the book and walking off, and then it's as if you never learned anything. You never learned that idea. But then there's learning in a way that it's really, you're thinking about it when you walk down the street. And this is ultimately what we should try to reach, that we're thinking about it, and it takes practice. You walk down the street and you say to yourself, well, what did I learn this today? What was I learned Chitas. Chitas is a perfect example. I learned Chitas, I read the Chumash, Tanya. What did I say? What is it talking about? What did the Pasha talk about? What are the Psukim speaking about? And we train ourselves to learn better and to think about it. To be continued tomorrow, everyone should have an amazing day. And we should recognize the miles that we have.